Imagine meeting a woman who quickly captures your heart and mind, leaving you constantly thinking about her. You might be wondering if she feels the same way about you. Attracting a woman isn't just a matter of luck. It's the result of a deep understanding of oneself and how we interact with the world around us, which often reflects our philosophy of life. In today's journey, we'll learn secrets from the perspective of Stoicism that, when used correctly, can make that special woman feel drawn to you and think of you non-stop. Stoicism helps us get a better handle on our feelings and deal with problems. It teaches us to be calm and patient, and it also tells us to look for depth in every experience and relationship. When we control our thoughts and actions, we become stronger, more confident, and naturally attractive. Are you ready to start talking about this? Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We have a lot of useful material that will help you grow in all areas of your life. Let's get started. Number 1. Remember the details. This method not only uses the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, but also fits perfectly with the art of making a woman think about you. Stoics stress the importance of paying attention to details in order to understand the world and ourselves better. We can use this same principle in our interactions, especially with someone we care about. It's all about the details. Remembering little things about someone is a subtle but powerful way to show you care. Think about it. Doesn't it make you feel valued when someone remembers something small about you? In Stoicism, we focus on observing and understanding the finer details of our environment and the people in it, which can lead to deeper insights and connections. When you apply this to your interactions with a woman, noticing and remembering small details about her will set you apart. It will show that you're not just present in the moment, but actively engaged when you're talking to her. For example, if she says she loves a certain blend of coffee, surprise her by bringing it up in a future conversation, or even better, have it ready for her before she asks. This isn't just about listening, it's about showing that her tastes matter to you. Here's a useful tip. The next time she talks about her day or a personal taste, either remember it or write it down for later. Remembering these details later shows that you're not just listening to her, but also understanding what she values. When you think about these details, Stoicism teaches us not to dominate, but to work together. It's not about showing off what a great memory you have. It's about building a relationship. It's like saying, "I see you and I appreciate you," without saying them. This builds trust and can make her feel closer to you, because she thinks you care about her feelings and experiences. However, don't use this technique too much, just like the Stoics did. Balance everything. You should also balance how much you remember and share. It should feel natural, not like a list you're checking off. And while you're at it, share some mystery about yourself. Let her be curious about you as well. By focusing on these details, you're not just playing a game, you're building a foundation for a possible relationship. Real relationship, where both people feel seen and valued. You're connecting with her on a deeper level that most people might miss. It's not just about getting her to think about you, it's about making a connection that could lead to something important, so the next time pay close attention to those little things. Second, talk about them later in a way that seems thoughtful. Watch how her eyes light up when she sees you've been paying attention. These are the moments that make the lasting impressions. It may sound like this is all about being spontaneous and exciting, and while that's true, it also taps into greater wisdom, especially from the point of view of the Stoics. Stoicism teaches us to be open to change and the unknown, which we can use to make romantic relationships more interesting and memorable. Getting away from habit and monotony is a big part of being unpredictable. Remember that the last thing you want when you're with a special someone, especially a woman you like, is for your time together to be planned. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics often talked about how important it was to live life fully and not let fear hold you back. You can use this theory to change the way you talk to her. Think about it. Psychological studies show that surprises are often what make things exciting. When people try something new and exciting, dopamine is a chemical that makes them feel good and makes them more attractive. If you always do something unusual, she'll associate those exciting feelings with you. To shake things up, try something that neither of you has done before. For example, if you've spent most of your time indoors, plan a day of adventure sports like rock climbing or a last-minute road trip to an unknown place. The point is to do things that get her adrenaline going. Here's another tip. If you usually talk about everyday things, change what you're talking about. Add an interesting philosophical question or a crazy hypothetical situation to keep the conversation interesting. For example, let's say you're walking through the city and instead of just going for coffee, you see a street fair with dance acts. Take advantage of the situation by joining the dance or discovering that she hasn't been to a certain landmark in the area and taking her there without planning to. The important thing is to make these new experiences feel exciting and new from a Stoic point of view. Being unpredictable isn't about being reckless, but about being open to life's possibilities and accepting experiences as they come without any expectations. Socrates said that people should live their lives according to nature, but nature is unpredictable and full of shocks. Adding a surprise element to your time together regularly will make her think of you as someone who makes her life more exciting. This will not only make you more attractive at the time, but it will also create memories that she will associate with you, making her think of you even years later. So push yourself to leave your comfort zone, not only to keep her guessing, but also to improve your own experiences. This way, you can both learn new things about yourself and grow as a person. Remember that life is full of surprises. You can make trips more remembered by telling someone about them. Number 3. Use implanted commands. Let's look at an interesting idea that comes from the ancient theory of Stoicism, but is directly related to how you can subtly change what a woman thinks about you. Stoicism teaches people how to control their thoughts and feelings, and we can use this knowledge to learn how to communicate well, especially when it comes to leaving a lasting impression. Now, think about the idea of commands that are implanted. This clever move has been around for hundreds of years. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca didn't talk about their interests like we do, but they knew the power of influence and control over one's mind. In a similar way, when you're talking to a woman, it's important to speak her language. This means that everyone has their own unique way of thinking, and using that style can help you connect with her more deeply. In this method, you align your thoughts with her subconscious, which is where implanted commands come in. An implanted command is basically a phrase that is meant to bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious. It's not blunt or direct, which women can find off-putting if it sounds like a command. Instead, you hide these commands within a larger, more harmless sentence. This sneaky method makes sure the idea gets planted without setting off defense walls. One example is saying, "I wouldn't tell you to think about how comfortable and relaxed you feel around me, because I'd rather you discover these feelings naturally over time." This sentence skips over the conscious mind and plants the idea of comfort and ease directly into the subconscious. Its beauty lies in how subtly it suggests without demanding. Another example is saying, "Imagine us just enjoying a conversation without worrying about where it might lead." This command to enjoy a conversation encourages her to feel at ease and open during your interactions with you. Change is not the important thing here. Relationship is. Stoicism tells us to respect the way things happen and how we feel. If you use implanted commands wisely, you'll be in sync with this flow. When used with care, this method respects her autonomy by letting her experience feelings and thoughts as if they were her own. It also creates a way for real connection. The best way to communicate with someone is to reach them where they are speaking in a way that they understand and respond positively to. By taking this approach, you'll not only make an impression, but you may also be able to start a meaningful connection that feels right for both of you. So the next time you want to make an impact, think about how you can gently plant an idea that grows organically in her mind, just like the Stoics would have said. Now, if you're still with us and enjoying the video, please take a moment to pause and leave a yes in the comments to show your commitment to becoming a more attractive version of yourself. Let's keep going on this journey together. Number 4. Tell us what you think. This may seem simple, but there's a deep connection with Stoicism that teaches us about the courage to stand by our beliefs and the importance of being able to say what we think in a clear and polite way. When it comes to making a good impression, especially on someone you're interested in, how you share your ideas can really make a difference. First things first, speaking out about your ideas and thoughts is a sign of confidence. Speaking up is important, but it doesn't mean you have to take over every conversation or be loud about it. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius stress the importance of using one's voice to reflect one's principles and virtues. When you're getting to know someone, especially a woman you're interested in, showing that you're not afraid to share your ideas can be very attractive. It shows that you're engaged, thoughtful, and most importantly, genuine. People are drawn to those who can offer new perspectives and start intellectually stimulating conversations. Just because you say what you think doesn't mean you won't have differences. That's normal. What matters is how you handle them. Stoicism teaches us not to get upset when we are disagreed with, but to respond calmly and logically. Showing that you can handle disagreement with grace and respect for the other person's point of view not only strengthens your argument, but it also earns you more respect from those around you, including the woman whose attention you've captured. Don't get stuck on a single set of ideas or become repetitive. This can make you seem uninteresting or unrelatable. Talk about a lot of different things, like art, science, politics, or your own life. An experience. It's interesting and attractive to see that you can talk about a wide range of topics. Sharing your ideas is great, but make sure they are relevant. Making connections between your thoughts and everyday events, feelings, or experiences builds a wall between you and her, making it harder for her to connect with and understand your points of view. Being familiar doesn't mean putting your thoughts in a simple form. It means saying them in a way that people can understand. Lastly, always stick to your values when you're talking to people. People, especially women you might be interested in, respect someone who knows their own mind and isn't easily swayed by others. This doesn't mean being stubborn, but rather being firm and consistent in your beliefs. It shows depth of character and integrity, which are both very attractive traits. So the next time you're in a conversation, don't hold back. Share your ideas bravely and wisely. Remember that it's not just what you say, but also how you say it and how well you respect other people's points of view. Become interested. Honesty in what you say and respect in what you hear will not only make you more attractive, but also leave a memory that lasts longer than just attraction. It has to do with making a relationship based on intellectual honesty and mutual respect. Exchange number 5. Fetching while talking. Flickering is an important part of the dance of attraction. It's about getting someone interested in you, which can lead to sexual energy. Genuine interactions and knowing yourself are important, and these ideas can help you flirt in a way that doesn't just attract, but also connects. You don't want to be seen as another guy. You want to stand out by how you interact with her. Real sexual chemistry comes from a mix of confidence, honesty, and mutual respect. You want to show that you're interested in her as a person, not just a pretty face. Many people fail at this because they focus too much on looks or give fake compliments. Instead of the usual compliments on looks, which can come off as shallow, focus on her personality, her interests, or her intelligence. For example, if she talks about a book she's reading or a project she's working on, say something like, "I really admire your dedication to this. I really respect how dedicated you are to your work. It's inspiring to see someone so dedicated." Stoicism isn't about giving in to every wind. It's about having a strong, stable core. When you flirt, keep your ideals and beliefs strong. This doesn't mean being stubborn, but it does mean not giving up your own ideas quickly to agree with hers. Women, I admire men who are sure of themselves and not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. This level of depth makes you more interesting and beautiful. Show that you care about what she has to say by actively listening and responding with thought. Stoic ideas and values, deep thought and careful conversation include this in the things you talk about. Focusing on these deeper aspects of her shows that you value her mind and not just her looks. Ask her open-ended questions that make her want to talk more about herself. If you make a deeper link with her, she'll feel seen and heard, which is very attractive. These good feelings will stick with you, which could make her think of you long after you've left. Remember that flirting isn't just a game. It's a way of communicating. It's about showing interest and appreciation for someone in a way that makes them feel valued and respected. When you combine this with the Stoic principles of honesty, integrity, and respect, you create a powerful dynamic that can have a lasting effect. These tips will not only help you flirt better with someone you like, but they'll also help you make connections that are important and memorable. Remember them the next time you're talking to someone you like. Number 6. Talk in a different way. It's not enough to have a nice voice. You need to use it to show emotion, adapt, and connect with your audience, in this case, the woman you're interested in. Women are drawn to people who can express themselves in a unique and interesting way. If you can master the art of vocal expression, you'll offer something that truly stands out. Most guys don't think about how they use their voice, but it's a tool just like any other. Here's the thing. You don't have to be born with a great voice to develop vocal expression. If you don't want to sound boring, don't speak in a monotone. Instead, learn to change the tone of your voice to match the emotion and energy of what you're saying. For example, if you're telling her about an exciting event you had, when you get to the most exciting part, change your voice to match. Turn up the volume. When you're excited, speed up and let your voice show it. On the other hand, when you're talking about something important or personal, slow down and lower your tone to draw her in. Dynamic use of your voice can bring your stories to life, which makes you more interesting. From a Stoic point of view, the way we speak should mirror how we feel inside. Controlled yet expressive, deliberate yet natural. Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius were known for both their knowledge and the way they shared it. They knew the power of a well-spoken speech or advice given in a calm voice. When you change your tone, speed, and volume to fit the conversation, it shows that you're not only there, but actively involved. It shows that you're aware of the subtleties of the interaction, which is very attractive. Women find it attractive when someone communicates in a way that makes the conversation more vivid and memorable. If you master this aspect of communication, you offer a rare trait, the ability to make someone feel through your voice. This isn't just about making her laugh or impressing her with stories. It's about making her feel different emotions just through your tone and delivery. When she leaves your conversations, she will remember your voice, the way you spoke, and the emotions you sparked. So take the time to think about how you speak and start practicing. Read out loud and change your voice as you go, or maybe even join a speaking club. Remember that the goal isn't just to sound different, but to fully engage with your conversations emotionally and dynamically. This kind of vocal presence doesn't just get you heard, it makes you remembered. Seventh, talk about the future. Talking about the future is a great way to show that you're serious about your relationship. It's not just about making plans. It's also a way to show that you want to be a part of each other's lives in the long run. All Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to plan for the future through wise thought and actions, like talking about future plans. You live by this idea. Many women will like that you're planning ahead, thinking about what could happen, and showing that you're serious. It's important to feel safe, and talking about plans for the future, like going to a concert next year or planning a trip, shows that you see yourself with her in the future. This doesn't just mean physical safety. Talking about a concert of a band you both love that's coming up in a few months, even if it's just to say, hey, maybe we should see them live next summer, can spark excitement and anticipation. Similarly, talking about dreams like starting a project together or even small future plans shows that you're thinking about a shared path. However, timing is everything. Stoic wisdom isn't about being hasty, it's about being thoughtful and right in your actions. Make sure your relationship is at a point where talking about the future feels natural and not forced. You don't want to rush these topics. They can overwhelm instead of inspire if brought up too soon. When you discuss the future, you give her something to look forward to, and consider it's not just about the specific plans you make, but about the message it sends that you value the potential for a future together. These conversations can deeply influence her feelings and thoughts about you. They plant the idea of longevity and reliability traits highly valued in a partner. It's crucial that these discussions are genuine. Don't use future planning as a tactic. Use it as a true expression of your intentions and feelings. Be considerate of her responses too. These talks should be interactive, allowing her to voice her visions and concerns, making it a mutual exchange of hopes and dreams. In some, talking about the future can be a beautiful way to deepen your connection. It shows thoughtfulness, commitment, and the desire to include her in your life's journey. Just like the Stoics, who valued wisdom and foresight, you can use these discussions to not only plan wisely, but also to strengthen the bond between you and her, making her think of you and the potential of your relationship long after the conversation ends. Remember, the goal is to grow together, envisioning a future that excites both of you. Number 8. Leave gaps in the information. This strategy isn't just a game. It's a thoughtful way to get someone interested in you and make them want to learn more. It fits perfectly with a Stoic approach to relationships, where the focus is on real connection and depth rather than just surface-level interaction. Think about your favorite book or movie. What kept you interested? It probably had something mysterious about it that made you want to learn more. When you use this idea in real life, especially when you want a woman to think about you, you should let her find different parts of your personality over time, instead of showing her everything at once. Basically, information gaps are times in a talk when you say something interesting but don't say enough else, details to make people interested. It means showing parts of your story or character in a way that makes people want to know more. Stoicism shows us the value of holding back and the power of what we don't say, which can help us learn and understand more. Let's say you're talking about a recent adventure. Instead of telling her everything that happened, you could say something unexpected that happened, but not the outcome. For example, I was hiking in the Rockies and ended up in a surprising situation with just a map and my wits. Then you pause. This creates a natural cliffhanger that makes her want to know what happened next. People are naturally curious, and when we see a gap in our knowledge, we want to fill it. This is especially true in social situations. When she finds these gaps, she'll think about them, wonder about them, and want to spend more time with you to figure them out. Stoicism isn't about lying or manipulating others. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen. When you're building relationships, it encourages keeping a dignified reserve that gives your character depth by not giving away everything about yourself right away. If you follow this principle, you are a Stoic. But be careful not to go too far into secrecy, because that can come off as cold or uninterested. The key is to find the right balance, share enough to keep the conversation going, but leave enough out to spark interest and anticipation. This will not only make you more interesting, but it will also build mutual respect and interest, which can lead to deeper, more meaningful interactions. So the next time you're talking to someone, remember that it's not just about what you say, but also what you don't say. Let your stories breathe and give her room to wonder and ask questions. This will not only keep you in her mind, but it will also help you build a connection that is both stimulating and deep. Think of it as weaving a story together, where both of you add to the story, making a dynamic interaction that is both interesting and thought-provoking. 9. Don't pay attention to her. Stoicism teaches us the value of self-discipline and the importance of focusing on our own lives and virtues. In relationships, this can mean not always being available or giving someone your full attention, even if you're deeply interested in them. It's about balancing your time and energy wisely. When you're always available, it's easy to be taken for granted, and people tend to value what is less available to them. By not being immediately accessible all the time, you show that you have your own life, with goals and passions. Being genuinely interested in your own growth and pursuits is what this is all about. Imagine you're working on a project that's important to you, learning a new skill, or even moving up in your career. These pursuits not only make your life better, but they also make you more interesting and attractive. They show that you are self-motivated, which is a very desirable trait. When you are genuinely busy improving yourself, you naturally become less available, which can make you more interesting and appealing. Instead of constantly checking your phone or making plans just to be with someone, set concrete goals for yourself. Whether it's going to the gym, reading more books, or working on a personal project, make these a priority. Show that you're a serious person by how you act. This doesn't mean ignoring her completely, but rather balancing the attention you give her with the attention you pay to your own life. When you do spend time with her after being really busy, your interactions will likely be more meaningful and engaging because you'll have more to talk about, and she'll appreciate the effort you're making to fit her into your schedule. This can make her value the times she does spend with you more, because they happen during times when you have important personal responsibilities. Think of yourself as a high-value person who values their time and others' time as well. This will not only change how you see yourself, but also how others, including the woman you're interested in, see you. It's about earning respect and showing it by how you live your life and interact with others. So follow the Stoics' advice. Focus on improving yourself, being disciplined with your time, and finding a balance between how much attention you give and receive. This will not only make you more attractive to others, but it will also lead to a fuller, more satisfying life. Remember that it's not about ignoring relationships, but about improving yourself so that you add more value to the time you do spend with them. This concludes our in-depth look at how Stoicism affects personal relationships. Remember that what's important in attraction isn't just a brief moment of bond, but a long-lasting one. Today we talked about techniques and ideas that are more than just plans. They're basic rules that help us live a calmer and more reflective life. Take these lessons to heart and let them change the way you deal with relationships. Remember that good things come to those who wait, and a real bond is always worth the work. If this video spoke to you, please leave a comment below with "I do" to show your commitment to incorporating these Stoic principles into your life. We'd also love to hear your personal stories or any reflections this discussion may have sparked. Your interactions strengthen our community and help us all grow. Don't forget to watch the recommended video on your screen for more insights and discussions that can further enhance your understanding and application of Stoicism. Thank you for spending time with us today. Keep striving, keep learning, and remember that every interaction is a chance to practice patience, deepen your understanding, and build real relationships.